Everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering what is really going on with Angel Reese. Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here.
Here's a rewritten version that keeps the same tone and punch, but makes it sharper and more structured. Angel Reese is day-to-day again, but if you've followed her career, you know that's often code for something bigger. Last year, it was a season-ending wrist injury. Now, it's a vague back issue. And here's the kicker. The Chicago Sky have actually been winning more without her. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is still smashing records, even while sidelined with a very real groin injury, and she's consistently on the sidelines, supporting her team as the fever push for the playoffs. So, is Reese truly hurt? Or is this the most predictable vanishing act in WNBA history? And what really happened when she was caught quitting on the Sky? If you think this is just another classic Reese PR move, drop a fire emoji and a baby giraffe in the comments. Let's get into it.
I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break. And there's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day. And every week there's no update on what she's struggling with, what she's doing. There's nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard.
Angel Reese is back to being day-to-day, and by now, fans can practically mouth the lines before they're spoken. Same vague injury updates, same vanishing from the lineup, same suspicious timing that always seems to hit when Chicago's momentum is slipping. We've seen this play out before. Last year, it was the wrist build as a serious fracture, with surgery described as essential to prevent arthritis before she even hit her mid-20s. And just like that, the season was finished. No slow ramp up, no late push to end strong. Just over.
Hey, look, bro, you gotta remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games. Now, this year, she's saying this season, it's her back. It looked like she's not finishing playing in none of the games. The Sky needs you. The Chicago Sky, you guys are the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. They need Angel Reese to play in games. Angel, where you at? Where are you at, Angel? This is nuts.
Now the sequel's arrived. This time, it's a mysterious back injury. No firm timetable, no real details. Just that it conveniently surfaced in the middle of another. Rough patch for the Sky, you can practically chart it on the schedule. Big losses start stacking up. Pressure mounts for her to step in and change the tide. And suddenly she's out of uniform, not even on the bench. At this point, it's almost predictable which week her day-to-day status will quietly morph into an indefinite absence.
Angel Reese! She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey, are you trying to pretend like you hurt because Caitlin Clark really is hurt? Wait. What's going on? What's going on, man?
The strangest part, she didn't even bother traveling to Indianapolis for a showdown with the Fever, a matchup that's supposed to be one of the WNBA's hottest ticket draws. This is the league's self-proclaimed it girl, skipping out on its biggest rivalry. Yet just a few weeks earlier, there she was in Indiana for the All-Star game. All smiles, all cameras, even pulling off a marketing stunt, claiming she'd taken over Caitlin Clark's trap. So apparently, the back holds up just fine for photo ops and attention grabs, but not for actually facing Clark on the court. And that's a pattern more and more people are starting to notice.
I think she's using her back as an excuse to sit out because she doesn't really care about basketball. I think she looks over at Caitlin Clark and says, hey, Caitlin Clark is out with a legitimate injury. I proved my point before the All-Star game when I went on a 10-game run trying to justify being on the All-Star team. When that first ballot came out, when the first voting results came out about the All-Star game and I was 13th, holy cow, Angel Reese panicked, started playing hard, tried to put up some stats to justify being on the All-Star team, did that, and now she said, hey, the Chicago Sky sucked this year, peace out.
And naturally, the speculation kicks in. Is this about shielding her brand from another high-profile hit? About protecting her stats by skipping the games where she might get exposed? The chatter isn't flattering. Commentators are already hinting. She's shut it down for the season, and some aren't even bothering with subtlety. They're flat out saying it. She's quit.
She knew, she identified once they lost Vandersloot, their point guard, early in the year, and once they started getting their brains beat in, hey, we're not going to win anything this year. I'm not putting these L's on my resume. I'm going to have an excuse for the Chicago Sky potentially coming in with the worst or second worst record in the WNBA. These losses will not be on my resume.
2 seasons, 2 injuries each, landing right when the narrative around her game is at its weakest. Both conveniently erasing any opportunity to see if she can push through a losing streak and still make an impact. Lay those timelines side by side, and it stops looking like bad luck and starts resembling a strategy. What makes it even harder to defend? The moment she's out of the lineup, the team suddenly starts playing like an actual basketball unit. That's when the story shifts, from merely suspicious to downright unbelievable.
Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you no longer, you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done, you threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons in a row.
The Sky's win-loss record doesn't exactly match the way they market. Angel Reese, for someone promoted as the face of the franchise, the results paint a different picture. They've actually performed better when she's not on the court. And it's not just a small fluke. Over extended stretches without her, they've managed to piece together wins and cut down on the sloppy losses that keep them near the bottom. Not exactly the resume you'd expect from a so-called cornerstone player.
Let's get it! Burn! Lack of awareness combined with a lack of ability to jump, not great! Burn!
Me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow, me bow.
Yeah! Again! Do it for me. Me bound! Burn!
Just look at what happened when Chicago faced Indiana without Caitlin Clark. On paper, the Fever should have been vulnerable without their leader. Instead, Lexi Hall stepped in, poured in 17 points, posted a plus 22, and Indiana cruised past the Sky. That's the same Chicago team that hasn't managed to solve Indiana in any situation this year. Even with Clark out, Hull, Boston, Mitchell, and Cunningham all thrived because they played within the flow of the game. No one forcing bad shots just to protect a brand.
Williams gonna have to hurry off the dribble, rolls out. Hull, open 3. Oh, what a sight for Alexi Hull. She has needed that one to drop.
Alexi Hull catching fire.
Now Chicago just needs to get it a little bit more settled here in the half court. Nurse loses it. Mitchell 2-on-1. It's a foot race. Mitchell to Cunningham. Cunningham right there for 2 more.
Team chemistry isn't rocket science. You either have players who elevate everyone around them or players who clog the gears. When Reese is out, the ball moves cleaner and the stats back it up. Chicago's offense stops stalling while waiting. For her to post up or crash the boards from the wrong spot, instead of grinding through forced possessions, the guards run the offense. The wings cut with purpose, and the shots come from quality looks. Not last second, desperation heaves.
What they do not understand is that coaches, and I know the WNBA in some regards, isn't a real sports league, and I don't know if they think like real coaches and real people in sports, but the number one ability is availability. If you're not available, you have no value.
It's the textbook case of addition by subtraction, and the irony is impossible to miss. Take out your so-called best player, and suddenly the energy spikes. Analysts have noted the improved spacing and faster tempo when she's off the floor, and even the bench looks more locked in. Coaches haven't outright said it, but their comments make it clear. The team plays with more urgency, when every possession isn't being funneled through a single ego.
Okay, new strategy, team. Angel, keep doing your part. Everyone else, go rebound her misses. Burn! If she keeps missing layups at this rate, she's gonna be serving buttermilk pancakes at Denny's. Butter? Did somebody say butter? Butter pecan! Burn! At a certain point, you just got to applaud greatness. A rebound on her back? Are you kidding? Bang! Simon says, give me another pray-up. How about it? Bang! She really hit under the basket on a layup. Get this girl GPS. Bang! Everybody get up on your feet. It's time to meet and greet the most underpaid athlete. Bang!
That's when the biggest hoax in WNBA history label starts to feel earned. A true star makes their team harder to beat, not easier. If your absence turns your squad into a tougher opponent, the issue isn't your supporting cast. It's you. Chicago playing better basketball without Reese is getting harder to dispute, no matter how the PR machine tries to spin it. And the contrast with Indiana is glaring. While Reese vanishes and her team finds ways to win without her, Caitlin Clark's presence instantly transforms the Fever the moment she steps on the court.
Caitlin Clark appears to have a legitimate injury that everybody can trace to a moment and a time during the games where she re-aggravated. She originally injured. She had a comeback where it lasted 2 or 3 games, re-injured it. They've hinted at a time frame of late August that she may return. Nothing but a mystery surrounds Angel Reese.
While Angel Reese fades into another cycle of vague injury updates, Caitlin Clark keeps showing up. Even while battling a legitimate groin injury, she's in the arena, in uniform when she can be, locked in with her teammates and making time. For the fans, this season she's putting up 16.5 points per game, nearly 9 assists, and leads the league in assists per game. Numbers impressive for anyone, let alone someone playing hurt. And when she's on the court, those assists aren't empty stat padding. They're game-changing plays that shift outcomes.
Indiana Fever destroy the Chicago Sky in Indianapolis on Saturday. Guess who wasn't there? Angel Reese. Angel Reese declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day to day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
The injury hasn't slowed her pursuit of history. Unlike some players who vanish on endless day-to-day breaks, Clark stays on the road with Indiana. She's on the bench firing up teammates, dissecting plays during timeouts, and staying. In the thick of the battle, whether she's suited up or not, that's visible commitment, and her team feels every bit of it.
I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, they're resilient, they're connected, they pull for each other, they enjoy one another, they celebrate one another, and that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
The numbers tell the story. The Fever are a perfect 4-0 against Chicago this season, winning whether Clark is in uniform or not. Game after game, her leadership sets the tone. But it's far from a one-woman Shualia Boston is owning. The paint, Kelsey Mitchell remains a reliable scoring machine. Sophie Cunningham brings game-changing grit, Lexi Hull delivers crucial minutes, and Natasha Howard adds the kind of veteran presence most teams would kill for. This squad is built. To play Clark's way on, it's working.
Folks, yet again, the Indiana Fever face the Chicago Sky, and yet again, we whoop that. Oh boy. 92-70, it was a whole party.
Clark hasn't been shy about her goals. She's aiming for multiple championships, not just one. She plays the long game, and it shows in how she connects with her teammates. That's why ratings surge when she's on the court. She's the draw. Sports outlets have already documented the viewership drop when she's absent. By contrast, when Reese disappears, the outside world barely blinks. Her absences don't move, headlines or numbers. Clark's steady presence is the difference. Night after night, through injuries, losses, and the constant spotlight, she shows. Up Reese's repeated vanishing acts only make Clark's reliability shine brighter. Any marketing rivalry between them has been settled on the floor. The gap is now impossible to ignore. While Angel Reese cycles through another round of vague injury updates, the Fever keep building something real. There's no guessing game about whether their star will play, no unnecessary dramagist, a clear, focused plan that's already pushing them forward.